What does financial freedom mean to you? For some, it means not worrying about the price of groceries or gas. For others, it's about being able to take a spontaneous weekend trip or simply not stressing about every little expense. Financial freedom isn't about hitting a magic number. It's about feeling confident that you can cover your needs and enjoy life without being on edge about your bank balance. I'm breaking down a 4-step routine that anyone can follow. Step 1. Track every dollar, even the small stuff. You can't manage what you don't measure. This first step is all about getting a clear picture of where your money's going. And trust me, most of us aren't as aware as we think. It's super easy to spend $5 here, $10 there, and before you know it, you've got no idea where your paycheck went. So here's what you need to do. Track every single dollar for a month. If you grab coffee on your way to work, write it down. If you order takeout because you're too tired to cook, track that too. And don't forget those sneaky little subscriptions. Things like Netflix, Spotify, or that gym membership you signed up for but haven't used in 3 months. You might even surprise yourself when you see how much you're really spending. There are apps that make this easy, like Mint, or You Need a Budget. But if apps aren't your thing, a pen and paper works too. The goal is to get a crystal clear view of where your money is going. And once you see it all laid out, it'll be way easier to spot the problem areas. Here's a simple way to categorize your spending. Essentials. This covers rent, groceries, bills, gas, etc. You need these to live. Wants. Eating out, Netflix, shopping sprees, that gym membership you swore you'd use but never do. Future. This is savings, investments, or any money you're putting aside for later. Let's say you track your spending for a month and realize you're spending $300 on takeout. If that number shocks you, good. This is the part where you start making decisions. Could you cut back to $100 and cook more at home? These little changes can free up money you can use for savings or investments. Remember, the goal here isn't to judge yourself, but to get a handle on what's happening with your cash. Step 2. Build an emergency fund, even if it's small at first. Here's the thing. Life is unpredictable. Car repairs, medical bills, or that unexpected trip to the vet. These things pop up when we least expect it. And if you don't have a financial cushion, you're probably going to reach for that credit card, which leads to debt. And debt is like trying to dig yourself out of a hole while the ground keeps shifting beneath you. So, how do you prevent this? Build an emergency fund. Your first goal should be to save up 1 month's worth of essential expenses. This isn't about having a huge savings account right off the bat. We're starting small, but that 1 month of expenses could save you from going into debt the next time life throws you a curveball. Let's say your rent, utilities, groceries, and bills come to about $2,000 a month. That's your first savings goal. $2,000 sitting in a separate account, ready to catch you if something unexpected happens. Now, I get it. Saving can feel impossible when you're already strapped for cash. But here's a tip. Automate it. Set up your bank to move a small amount into a separate savings account every payday, even if it's just $25 or $50 a month. Over time, it adds up. You'll be surprised how quickly you can hit that 1-month goal when it's happening automatically, and you're not even thinking about it. Once you've hit that 1 month, aim for 3 months of expenses, then 6 months. But don't get overwhelmed. Start with that first $1,000 or 1-month goal. The key is to get that first buffer in place. Step 3. Pay down high-interest debt, especially credit cards. All right, now that you've got a small emergency fund set up, it's time to talk about debt. More specifically, high-interest debt like credit cards. If you're carrying a balance on your credit card, you're probably paying an interest rate somewhere between 18 to 25%. That's a huge deal. Imagine this. You've got $5,000 in credit card debt with a 22% interest, 8. If you're only making minimum payments, you'll be paying on that debt for years. And you'll end up paying thousands more in interest. So, what do? First, stop using your credit card for non-essentials. Then, start paying down that debt aggressively. If you have multiple debts, try using the debt avalanche method. This means focusing on the debt with the highest interest rate first while making minimum payments on the others. Or, if you need a quick win to stay motivated, use the debt snowball method. Focus on paying off the smallest balance first to gain momentum. Once that high-interest debt is gone, it's like getting a raise. All that money that was going toward interest is now freed up for savings and investments. Step 4. Start investing ASAP. It's easier than you think. Here's where we start building real wealth. Investing. Even if you're thinking, I don't have enough money to invest, hear me out. You don't need a lot to get started, and the sooner you start, the better. Why? Because of compound interest. Basically, the earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to grow. Even if you can only invest $50 or $100 a month, it's worth doing. Let's say you start at age 30 and invest just $100 a month. If you get a 7% return, by the time you're 60, you could have over $120,000. And that's just from $100 a month. And the 2 bonus steps are just as important. Avoid lifestyle creep. All right, here's a sneaky little trap that catches a lot of people. Lifestyle creep. This happens when you start earning more money, but instead of saving or investing the extra cash, you just spend more. You upgrade your phone, get a fancier car, eat out more often, maybe even move into a pricier apartment. Before you know it, your expenses have caught up to your new income, and you're still living paycheck to paycheck. Here's the key to avoiding this. When your income goes up, don't let your spending go up at the same rate. Sure, treat yourself to something nice if you get a raise, but don't fall into the trap of thinking you need to upgrade everything in your life just because you're making more money. Every time you get a raise, try to save or invest at least half of the increase. That way, you're still enjoying some of the fruits of your labor while also building toward a future where you're financially secure. Financial freedom isn't about some magic number in your bank account. It's about having control over your money so it doesn't control you. And it's achievable. For anyone. It just takes consistent small steps. Shift from scarcity to abundance. Mindset is just as important as the practical steps. Too many people live with a scarcity mindset, always thinking, I don't have enough, or I'll never be able to get ahead. But what happens when you shift to an abundance mindset? You start believing that there's enough to go around, that you can save, invest, and still enjoy life now. The steps we've covered, tracking your money, building savings, paying off debt, and investing, aren't just about dollars and cents. They're about giving you confidence and control over your financial future. It's about realizing that you can make your money work for you and build a life of freedom. In my next video, I show you 9 things I stopped buying to make more money and the exact changes I made to free up even more cash for investing and growth. I'll see you there.